I've been on this horror kick. My best friend is getting married, and
I can see how those...
Well, for her, this was her bachelorette party. Okay. Instead of getting a stripper, we got a ghost hunter, and we went for a big ghost hunt.
Okay.
This is like, I'm friends with a lot of paranormal people, and every time we do anything like that, the ghost always sits right next to me. And so, because they always put the e-meters or whatever right on the right of me, and they always like go off like crazy, because every time there's a ghost, they always come and sit next to me. So it's very weird. So this happens a lot. And so this is like the horror thing is like, it's very fun until later, and then you go back and you look at pictures and there's like somebody behind you. It's so scary.
I didn't know you were so paranormal.
Well, it's kind of, I don't know. It's something that I've kind of come across. Also, like my family, Korean culture, we definitely believe in ghosts, and they have like ancestor worship and stuff. And so there's always sort of like ghost stories, or if you don't do things for your ancestors, they'll come back and haunt you and stuff. And my mom always talks about seeing ghosts. And when I was a little kid, my grandparents had their 50th wedding anniversary, and they didn't know where to throw the party, and it was the same week that the Jonestown massacre happened. So my mom saw it on TV, and she was like, that means People Temple is available. So they got the People's Temple to use as a venue for the party. And my mom was like saying that when she was setting up the food, she saw all the ghosts, and that they were really unhappy that we were having the party there. And so the party was terrible. But now we know, don't rent out the People's Temple for a party. I mean, it's just, but she saw all the ghosts. They don't want to have a party. They didn't like the party.
Have you ever asked to speak to someone in particular?
You know, I never do. Okay. And you know, we were doing like the Ouija board and everything, which I don't like. The thing about the Ouija board, supposedly, and I'm not the authority on this, but that spirits will come through and they will pretend to be somebody else to gain your trust. This is like a very common thing.
Like in The Exorcist.
Yeah, they'll sort of pretend to be somebody and sort of like they know some things. I don't know. It's very strange. But what's important, I guess, to note is that ghosts don't have any special powers. They can't really tell you the future, and they can't really tell you anything that you couldn't be able to sort of figure out yourself. So it's interesting.
I didn't mean to take that into The Exorcist. I'm just like super skeptical of a lot of things. So I'm like,
oh yeah.
When I thought about the Ouija board, I'm like, I remember that's exactly why my mom never wanted to let us do that when we were kids, because she was just like, I have 4 girls. I cannot deal with 4 possessed girls in my house.
The thing about the Ouija board, I think, is how do you know when they're not, like if you're doing it with somebody else, they're pushing it. Yeah. Somebody's pushing it.
I think it's more than likely just people tricking each other.
Right.
In most of those
But
cases.
I would never do it myself.
Oh, that's right. Because I guess
that's in The Exorcist, she does it herself, and
so
you're not supposed to do it
mistake.
yourself. Yeah.
That's the first mistake right there.
So it's not good.